Hi everyone, Ivan Desjardins here. I'm here to give you the monthly stats for the month of May that we've just gone by. Believe it or not, 5 months has already gone by. Uh, Pretty much we'll have half of the year 2025 already. But summer is right around the corner and hopefully we'll have some nice weather coming up soon. Because it's been chilly. It's been a chilly winter and a chilly spring, I find. Anyway, so let me give you the sales for the 2024, which was last year. We want to compare last month to this month, May. Last year we had 207 listings, active listings for sale, which 73 sales. Mind you, last year was also getting a little slower, but it was 73 sales. And for the year, we had 330 sales. And the average for the month sale price was $1,068,000. And the average for the year was $1.1 million. So this year, it's not bad. I thought, it's going to be a little slower than that. But where the big difference is there's a lot more listings for sale, and they're staying on the market a lot longer, much, much longer. Because last year we had, not that last year, but last year we had 207 listing, like I said, and this year 297. So almost 90 listings more to choose from in all categories. But the sales are the same. 73 sales last year for the month of May and 73 sales this month. And so for the year, that's probably where it's more accurate when you're taking 5 months of data versus taking 1 month of data. Last year we had 330 sales for the first 5 months, and this year with 252. So almost 80, at least 80 sales less overall for the year. And the average sale price for this month, again, measuring 1 month, we could have had some little higher sales point. This year, it's $1,162,000 versus last year, which was $1,068,000. So $100,000 more for the month to month. But the big difference is the year. We have to calculate the first 5 months. That is a better indication on what's going on. And last year we had $1.1 million average for a sale price, and this year we have $1,081,000. So it's not that bad. It's about $20,000 less in terms for the first 5 months. But there is a continued pressure on the price because, again, of the interest rates. Now, we're supposed to get a rate cut coming from the Bank of Canada. That will help things a bit. Because you got to remember, during COVID time, you could get a mortgage for 2 and 3%. Now you have to renew at 4 or 5 or 6% depending on your situation. Because banks, it's no longer like it used to be where you fit in this category and this is exactly what we're going to give to you in terms of interest rates or terms or whatever. Every bank right now, they're going through a fine-tooth comb in terms of your employment, your payment, your credit score and everything. And that all affects your mortgage or your loan that you're going to get. Doesn't matter if it's a mortgage loan, it could be a car loan, it could be. I've heard a story the other day where someone had a good credit, but the fact that they were buying a car they were doing their loan, they were putting a down payment, and then their loan was under $30,000. The bank was charging them more interest because they said if you were to borrow $30,000 or more, we'll give you a percent difference. So the gentleman had to pay 9% versus 8% because he was under 30,000. So like I said, every situation is different today in terms of who you're borrowing from, what terms you're looking after. If you're a self-employed, you could do financing way back in 3, 4, 5 days. Now the banks sometimes they take up to 8, 10 business days. I've heard up to 10 business days to be able to do an approval. So and like I said, with that said, there's a lot of pressure on the mortgage industry because of the like I said, the interest rates. You got to remember, and I mentioned that in one of my past videos. Half of the mortgage, get that on, let that sink in for a minute. Half of the mortgages in Canada are becoming due for renewal between 25 and 2026. So a lot of people are going from 2%, 3%, like I said, to 5%. So if we can get a little bit of a reduction, I think it's next week or this week or next week, that will help. That will help because, as you all know, you're shoppers. I know they're telling us the inflation is under control. We don't have too much. But I don't know. I go shopping like you probably also. You notice food is expensive. Gas is a little bit more expensive than it used to be a year or two ago. So all of this thing are tapping into our disposable income. So what's going to happen ahead? I know there's also a lot of uncertainty within the world in terms of the economy, pressure. There's places where there's war, which is not good. But all of these things are putting a little bit of, like I said, pressure on the market or uncertainty in the market. For instance, it's like this. I mean, I know we're down probably 30% in sales and 30% more listing, like I said in one of my past videos, compared to a few years back. But this is pretty much all around the GTA. I talk to many real estate agents and finding out what's going on in their market. And the downtown core of Toronto, the 416, is still doing pretty good because they cannot build more homes. If someone wants to live right downtown Toronto and they have a job there, there's only a certain amount of homes for sale and that's it. But when you go on the outskirts, you go to Georgetown, you go to Burlington, you go to Hamilton, there's a lot of pressure on the price and it takes a lot longer to sell. So do as much improvement as you can to your home and don't have to spend a ton of money to do that. I mean, 90% of the time is just cleaning up, and a little bit of painting or whatever, declutter, and that does the trick, to get your house ready to sell. So with that said, if you have any question, another thing too, I was just talking about the GTA market, but you probably heard, I don't know if you've seen it in the media, but the condo market in Toronto is pretty much in shambles because they've overbuilt a lot of condos. If you have a minute, I don't want to take too much of your time, mentioning that, but just go on YouTube, on Google, whatever, and read some articles. It's not pretty right now what's happening with the condo. They've overbuilt. I think I've heard like something like there's 22,000 condos being built, or that's on top of the ones that are on MLS. So with that said, a condo downtown is a bit of a mess, let's put it mildly. Anyway, for us, it's still going not strong. It's not dead. It's below average for sure. But do everything you can to keep your house, like I said, in tip-top shape. And you will have no problem selling your home in due time because it does take a little longer. If you have any question whatsoever regarding how the market is doing and how you should handle the situation in this market, feel free to give me a call. And we'll talk about it and see how you can get your house ready to sell, or if it's maybe not time to sell this year, or whatsoever. Give me a call. I'll be glad to hear from you. In the meantime, have a great day.